Hey guys, I decided to give you a shot of the room today while I read to you. Chapter 20 is a long chapter, and I was about halfway through it on a video, and my YouTube kicked me out. Ha! So I am starting over again. So I'm going to probably do this in 2 parts because I have to get on a Zoom call in about 8 minutes. So we'll see how far we get and just split it into 2 sections because it is a longer chapter. So I'm starting on page 174 of chapter, so it's the start of chapter 20, Eating in Silence. All right. We all attended regular mass, and then Father Samuel held an additional special service just for Abuela at the end. As people filed out after normal mass, Father Samuel asked us to move up to the first few rows of benches. She was a beacon in this community and this parish, Father Samuel said. It is a privilege to honor her today. That's the kind of impact Abuela had. A priest would make an exception for her. I looked around at the family, Carmen and her dad, and Mop's parents. We didn't invite more people to stay because my mom wanted to keep it small and intimate. She placed a bouquet of flowers on the altar along with a framed picture of Abuela smiling. Uncle Carlos rubbed his forehead and pushed the quadruple stroller silently in the aisle. The 2 sets of twins had fallen asleep peacefully. Brian wore his sunglasses inside the church, and Martine just kept his head down. Aunt Tootie was real quiet, but she would let out occasional shrieks and wails. So loud, the next church 3 miles away could have heard her. My dad held my mom's hand and never took his eyes off Abuela's picture. My mom's lips were so tightly pressed together, they could have easily been one lip. I didn't think she even blinked. I stared at Abuela's photo. It felt weird seeing her picture there. She was going to be cremated in 2 days, as soon as all the paperwork was complete. A body of ashes trapped in a vase forever. I hated the thought of Abuela trapped anywhere. There was a single white rose in the middle of all the other colorful flowers. I don't know if anyone else noticed, but I saw it. White roses were Abuela's favorite. I imagined for a second that the rose was for me, that it was for my eyes only. Cultiva una rosa blanca. That was what the poem said. The translation was, I cultivate a white rose. All I could think about was how Abuela had gardened, and how she had cooked, and how, before she'd gotten sick, she'd read stories to me, and how those stories had been shared with Abuelo, her lifelong love. They were stories of heroes and poets and love and sacrifice, of leaving your country for another, of learning that family is the only home worth claiming. Their stories always had love in them. Abuela's letters showed me that. The white rose on her coffin reminded me of everything I had and everything I had lost. My whole world felt like it was slipping away. Then Aunt Tootie spoke first, and then I was supposed to say a few words on behalf of the grandkids. But when I thought of the urn filled with Abuela's ashes, and Aunt Tootie crying, and my mom's stone face, and everyone else sniffling and rubbing their eyes, I decided not to. I just couldn't do it. And I guess that wasn't good because I missed my chance to tell everyone what Abuela meant to me. Then it was my mom's turn to speak. In light of Abuela's passing, she began, we are going to have memorial dinner at the restaurant next Sunday. If you can, please let our customers know that next Sunday's family dinner will be open to everyone. My mom talked about Abuela's commitment to the neighborhood and to the families who lived here. It's what she would have wanted, my mom concluded. When our special mass was over, I saw Mop's mom and dad. They saw me too and came over. I know Mop wishes he were here too, Arturo. Yeah, I wish he were too, I said. Hey, let us know if you guys need anything, Mop's dad said. Thanks. I appreciated that Mop's parents hadn't gone to Wilfredo Pipo's dumb festival. And we'll be at the restaurant next week, Mop's mom said. We're going to bring a few other friends who knew Abuela. We'll try to get Mop down here as well. Cool, I said. My family walked together through the streets back up to the apartment complex, but slowly we split up. Yolanda and Mari left to post information about Abuela's memorial dinner near the restaurant. Brian called people on the phone, and my dad sent emails. It was obvious that we weren't having Sunday family dinner tonight. I tried to think of another time when dinner had been canceled, but I couldn't come up with anything. I walked alone until my mom caught up to me. Arturo, she asked, I'd like for you to cook Abuela's memorial dinner with me next week. My mom stared at me with her intense brown eyes. She wasn't playing. She really wanted me to cook with her. What about Martine? I asked, thinking that was a way better idea. I'd like some alone time with you, she said, walking ahead. We'll go to the restaurant tomorrow and think of the menu to prepare for Abuela's dinner. I thought we were going to chill and honor Abuela this week. She disappeared into our apartment. This is how you and I will honor her, by cooking together. She disappeared into our apartment. My mom wanted me to cook with her. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw... Out of the corner of my eye, I saw Carmen coming up to me, and I panicked. We hadn't really spoken since my total epic fail at the protest. How are you feeling, Arturo? Well, we just got out of Abuela's funeral mass, so not great. I knew it sounded mean as the words were coming out, but I couldn't stop them. Yeah, of course. That was a stupid question. Almost as stupid as when one of my dad's friends asked if I had missed my mom 2 days after her funeral. I suddenly remembered that Carmen had lost her mother not too long ago. That was the whole reason she was here for the summer. I felt like a complete jerk. Hey, I'm sorry for snapping. I didn't get much sleep last night, I said, and yawned really loudly. I left out the part about writing. Don't worry about it. I understand, she said while looking at her shoes like they were the most fascinating things in the world. By the way, have you seen my book of poetry? She asked. I've been looking for it everywhere, and I could really use some versos sencillos right now. Huh? No, I said, because I had forgotten to give it back to her, and I didn't want her to think I had had it all this time. Without telling her. Sorry, had it all this time without telling her. Oh, hang on, guys, sorry. Okay. Maybe you left it somewhere, but if you really want to read it, Abuela had an old edition. We can go check if you want. All right, I'm going to stop there, and I'll be back in a little bit.